Do you think the 49ers safeties are overrated?
By some, for sure. Because, I mean, I saw who had it the other day said that their running backs, their linebackers, and their safeties are the best in the NFL. The Niners safeties are the best in the NFL. I like
this
the
is why
Niners
the Niners have
safeties.
won 2 of the last 4 Super Bowls, you can see, because their team is so much better than everyone else. This is why they have the rings that they have.
I mean, I think Hafanga's really good, but he had some high profile plays, and he looks like Palomalu, and everybody's just made him like some megastar. He's a really good 5th round pick. He's really smart. He's a great leader. He ain't Palomalu, and he's not like the best safety in the game. He falls off tackles. There's things that he could do to improve. He's still a young player. Tayshaun Gibson is a great center fielder, ball hawk, but he's not. I think there's better free safeties out there. Odom's a special teamer. Jair Brown's a rookie. I like Avery Young and Tyler Hawkins, but they're more depth pieces. Yeah, I think the 49er safeties, if you're telling me that this entire league doesn't have a combo better than Hufanga and Gibson. I love Hufanga, but I don't love him as much as the league loves him, or the people who grade these things out.
I like Hufanga a lot. I gotta say, I was skeptical at first. He had that stretch where he was doing way too much. D'Amico Ryans called him out publicly. I asked him. He was like, "Yeah, he's playing hero ball. He's not really doing well with his eye discipline." Ever since then, he didn't give up any more big plays. I think he's going to be better this year than last year. I think he's a serious pro. I think he's a real playmaker. I like Hufanga. I think he's going to be a fixture on this team for a while, and I think Jair Brown will too, but he hasn't played a down yet. So they could be. They have the potential. And I actually was quite just watching Jair Brown walk around on the field. He comes across as an A1 athlete with A1 confidence. Don't know if it'll translate, but on the field, he looked like he wasn't scared, at least from what I saw.
Did you talk to Bullocks and those guys at all? I mean,
No.
Because the depth charts that I've looked at have Jair Brown number 2 at strong safety.
I know.
And not
strange.
And not
is Andrew Hawkins at free safety?
They have Avery Young, George Odom, and Gibson at free, and then Taylor Hawkins, Jair Brown, and Hufanga at strong. I think Jair could probably play free safety.
Yeah, I'm sure he could. They're not going to anoint him early. He may not even start week 1, but I bet he'll be starting week 18.
And I love Hufanga too. I just think that when we're talking about overrated the premise is it's all based on where you're rated.
Right.
If you think he's a top tier NFL safety, I'm with you. If you're saying he's the best safety in the game, I bet you I could find somebody.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, I would take Justin Simmons and Minkah Fitzpatrick over Talanoa Hufanga. Would I take Jesse Bates over him? Probably. Other than that, I think Hufanga, you could argue. Johnson. I think you could argue that Hufanga's best hasn't shown his best yet, that he could still be improving. I'm not sure. I'm open-minded with Hufanga. I thought he was a hell of a player last year, but it'll be interesting to see how a new coordinator uses him.
Yeah, I mean, Hufanga's got some unbelievable gifts. Like,
very versatile.
If you put him in the box and let him read, he's so smart. There's no hesitation. He sees it. He goes. The problem I have is that he falls off of
coverage.
Some of his blitzes. He falls off of some of the hits. I need to see him not just hit the ball carrier. I need to see him wrap the ball carrier.
That's true.
Know him to just hit the quarterback.
I agree.
He's got to wrap the quarterback.
He also can't cover anyone man to man. Sorry.
That's not his strength. Yeah. That's not his strength.
Great in zone. Great zone eyes. Great instinctual, but you wouldn't. I mean, the offense is trying to get people on him one-on-one.
If you, like, to me, the perfect compliment to him would be in like Earl Thomas in his prime. You play a cover 3, you let Earl play the deep middle, cover all the grass, and you get Hufanga up on the line of scrimmage, reading the mesh point. What I also love about Hufanga is if you get into this, we're just going to run it down their throat. No, you ain't, because they're going to put him up on the line of scrimmage. He's going to attack that mesh point. He's going to make plays in the backfield. So if you get too like run heavy against the Niners, Hufanga's the guy that can take you right out of that.
He had 6 tackles for loss last year.
Yeah.
He had 5 pass breakups, 4 picks.
Great dude too. Great
good player. Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's take some super chats. Double B Studio says once a player gets paid, he's out of Kyle's hand and becomes upper management safe until they get the bag minus quarterback. Kyle can replace these 1-year deal guys at will. Is that fair?
It's life in the NFL. It's life in the NFL, kind of.
Yeah, there's like a tiers of players. Double B Studios again says start slow because Kyle saves his best players.
Best plays, you mean?
Best plays. Sorry, I can't read. Illiterate. Or Kyle experiments first couple of games. Or just not ready from too many competitions going. Or they mentally in Cabo still. Thank you so much, Double B Studio. That was great. I don't know. Good question. I want to see how the secondary does.
Or their focus is so much late in the year. I mean, I'll say this. I mean, the Niners of the 80s, they were flat at home in September, year after year after year. There would be a September game. Niners were flat. I was at the Eagles game in 94. They lost 40-8. And that was just
that game.
One of many games where they just kind of no-showed under Walsh.
Yeah. That was Seifert, but still, I remember that game. B. White says, I want to see how the secondary does. Yeah, us too. Double B says, or slow because the other teams do crazy plays early on and the stakes are less and the Niners don't do trickery college plays other teams do. The defense is weaker this year, in my opinion. They lost like 4 or 5 starters. Losing Azeez Al-Shaair, people act like it's no big deal. They don't have a replacement for him. They might have a solid player, but Azeez was a good player, in my opinion.
Very good. Not only that, I thought he was a tone-setting player. Yeah, one other thing to why they start slow, go back to that Chicago game. The things that stand out to me were the Greenlaw over-aggressive late hit, but also weren't there 2 busted play touchdowns? So I think it's just about attention to detail and communication on the back end. And that's where maybe Wilkes – I'll say this, from listening to Lenore and some of the DBs talk at the podium and listening to Steve Wilkes, I think he's going to hold these guys to a much higher level of accountability individually and collectively than maybe they have been held to in the past. I get the sense that he doesn't mess. You know what I mean? I mean, Lenore was like, I watched film. I was bad. I was really bad. He actually wasn't bad. It wasn't really bad, but I like guys who
he was bad at the catch point. He was bad at the catch point.
But I'd rather have guys who show up going, you know what? I stunk than, hey, man.
Saying I wasn't that bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Kyle with Chargers would be deadly. Yeah, if he could keep his quarterback healthy. Kyle would be deadly. If he could keep his quarterback upright, he probably would have a ring right now.